Hi again. There's been quite a bit of chatter and talk recently on different videos and different forums about the use of cameras in our workshops and how we overcome the access problems by using camera cranes, or jibs as they're technically called, and how we've built little devices to help us do our filming. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you what I do, and also to give you a quick look around the workshop, as a number of people have requested. That won't take long because it's only short, only small. Give you a quick look around and show you what I use, how I use it perhaps, but mainly how I film in different areas. As a wood turner, it's probably no surprise that the emphasis of my filming is around the lathe. And to overcome access here, I built this arm. There's nothing fancy about it. It's simple plywood construction. It's counterweighted. It can rotate through. I can bring it all the way through to the other side here. The camera moves in every conceivable direction so that I can get in close to the work. The camera itself that I'm using is a Canon EOS M. It's the Mark 1. It was superseded by the Mark 2 and the Mark 3. The reason I use that one is it gives excellent film quality with fully interchangeable lenses, and it's cheap. It's been superseded so many times. They're down to just a couple of $100 now. With its standard zoom lens, this gives me very close access to any work I want to do, any angle I want to film, but it's fully interchangeable lenses, so I can use any Canon lens to get wide angle shots or macro shots. And then on top of there you'll see I have a microphone. This is the Rode shotgun microphone, video mic I think they call it. One of the biggest things that the arm allows me to achieve is having a separate mount here for the camera, and I can move this anywhere up and down the arm, which gives me access to different shots, and the camera simply uncouples from one and couples straight onto the other. By using the clip-on camera holder and mounting it towards the bottom of the arm, you can see I can see straight up inside pieces of work. It gives quite a nice angle and a different view. And the key to everything I do in the workshop filming wise is having these interchangeable mounts in lots of different places that I can just put the camera on without messing around. These are very cheap. They come off from Amazon. It's just a standard base, and then the camera clips onto there. This particular one has a swivel, so I can move the head anywhere I want. But all my cameras have the same quick release system, whether I'm using the GoPro. This has the same quick release on it. I can just clip that onto any of the mounts I have for that one. This removable piece, it's amazing where I've stuck this before now in order to get shots and fasten it onto the end of the lathe like that. And of course, working on any other machine, I can just clip it on. It'll hold anywhere. It'll hold onto a tool, holds onto the side of the bandsaw or the table saw. Very quick and simple method. You'll notice I have quite a lot of wires running up and down the boom arm. That's simply because I've run this off mains electricity. I don't run it off batteries. I don't want to be beholden to short battery life, so I'll just plug it into the mains and it'll run all day. Underneath the camera I have a little TV screen. It's not because I'm vain, it simply allows me to see that the shot is in focus, that the light's okay. A quick glance every now and again lets me know that you can see what I can see. You can see here the swivel for the arm. Again, just plywood construction. I think it uses 22mm ply and in some places you can see that I've used 2 lots side by side for strength. As most of you are probably aware, my workshop's in a conservatory, and unfortunately that means that I can't mount the camera arm from the ceiling. This plastic and aluminium structure I just don't think is suitable to start screwing into to put the arm up there. So I chose to mount it on the end of the lathe, and so far that really has worked well for me. As I said, I can lift it off here, put it onto a tripod. If I've got unbalanced work, there's plenty of choices. When I'm working over here at the bandsaw, I use the clip-on mount stuck on the corner of the table, and I can then clip the main Canon camera onto there, or depending on what I'm doing, the GoPro will clip on into the same mount. I have to be a little more ingenious when working at the drill press, but a simple piece of ply with the clip on the end of it allows me good access around, and obviously I can move that to any side. Even though I have plenty of natural light in the workshop, I still find it useful to have a couple of large video lights which keep the shadows away, and they allow me to work later into the evening. My lathe's a DVR XP. Internationally it's known as the Nova DVR. In the UK it's supplied by Record Power, who are the UK agents. I believe there is a tiny difference in the size of the motor, it's a little larger I believe, and to the spindle tap size, which is different to the international version. Everything else about it's fairly standard. On the side here is the remote control, which is designed to be worn like a watch on your wrist. It allows me just to adjust speed and turn the lathe on and off. A magnetic bar along the front of the lathe is great for storing various tools, measuring implements and a Tommy bar. Many of the lathe tools are stored vertically in this pile at the end of the lathe. I don't have a lot of surface area in order to put racking out for every piece. This stack of storage boxes from IKEA are ideal for storing the small lathe related items, including all my sanding supplies as well. My large bandsaw is a Record Power BS350. Most of the machines in the shop are either branded from Record Power or Axminster in the UK. They all seem to be fairly generic machines that are seen under different brands around the world. With storage space at a premium, even the back of the bandsaw is utilised for something. The bandsaw sits on a wheeled base. I generally pull it away from the wall to use it, though it is feasible to do shortcuts, little cuts, without moving it. Virtually everything in my shop's on some sort of wheeled base. Here I've utilised an old set of office drawers as a base for the drill press. Obviously this gives me good storage as well. As well as the main bandsaw, I also have a smaller 12-inch saw, which I keep for finer work. At the moment it's set up for doing Celtic knot patterns in pens. I find it useful not to have to keep changing the settings, so I can leave that one as it is. It's a bit of a luxury having the 2 saws, and really when space is at a premium for me, perhaps I ought to consider just having the one, but I do own it, I might as well use it. As well as having 2 bandsaws, I also have 2 jointers, planers, whichever word you choose to use to describe them. On the left is a jointer and thicknesser. The one on the right is simply a jointer. The jointer is far better than the combination machine, which really is why I have the 2, and I keep the one on the left simply for thicknessing. My table saw is tucked away in the corner. I mainly use it with sleds. The mitre sled that's on there at the moment. I've taken the side wings off the table saw so that I can get it into a smaller space. I don't generally have a need for cutting anything larger. I do have other options if I need to do that. Next to the table saw is my sharpening station. The machine I use is the Sorby Pro Edge. It's one of the belt sander type sharpening systems. I know many people prefer to use wheels, whatever your choice is. I'm quite used to this now, and I would say I probably prefer it. I do have to share the workshop with the odd domestic appliance, the dryer there in the corner, but to make up for it, I use that as a stand for a jet air filtration system. I have a small dust extractor. This is plumbed into most of the main machines using hosing and blast gates. There's one long hose which reaches to all parts of the workshop, which I use for cleaning up and also as a dust extractor behind the lathe. Hidden away in a corner underneath the dryer is a small shop compressor. Makes quite good use of the space under there that isn't ordinarily accessible. That's it really. I mean, it's only a small workshop, so it doesn't take a lot of time to have a look around it. Just a few simple machines. So the main purpose was to show you different techniques I use for videoing and the different connections. And I say the main thing is that I use these quick release plates. I have them all over the shop. I have them on every single camera so that any camera can go in any place. It only takes a second to change positions or to change cameras over, and it allows me to keep enjoying the turning that I do without concentrating too much on the photography. The photography is important to me. I like to make my videos look right for you to enjoy it, but I still have to enjoy the turning as well. It's a balance that you have to work out. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for having a look around. If there's anything that anybody wants to know, please feel free to ask. I will reply to any comments. I am not a professional, so I can't give professional advice, but I'll certainly give you the feedback on the things that I use and how I use them. Thanks for watching.